Earlier this week, Texas A&M announced that it was canceling this planned rally by a white supremacist. And your office worked with Texas A&M. Can you explain how important that was to you for this rally not to happen?
Well, all one had to do was to see what happened up in Virginia and know that we did not want to have a replication of that here in the state of Texas. And so I talked to the chancellor of Texas A&M University to make sure that we were going to provide a safe and secure environment so that we would have no deaths and no injury in Texas. And he made the call, which I agree with, to cancel the event.
And how concerned are you now that one of the organizers, I believe, said that he would sue the state of Texas to hold it?
I'm not concerned about that. As the former Attorney General, I respect what our current Attorney General will do, and that is to represent Texas A&M. And listen, whenever it can be shown the potential for harm to the public safety, I think that's a valid reason for canceling an event. I'm always, as governor, going to err on the side of public safety. And this was a public safety decision, and hence I think it was appropriate.
A federal court yesterday ruled that 2 congressional districts were drawn illegally in Texas, districts 27 and 35, and they said that race was used impermissibly. You were the Attorney General back then when these maps were coming up, so I want to know what your reaction was to that ruling, and if the state legislature, will you call the legislature back now to redraw these maps, or will you have the court do it itself?
Well, remember this, Jack, and that is the same 3 judges that issued this opinion yesterday were the same 3 judges who issued a decision about our maps when I was Attorney General in 2012 and about this time frame before the filing deadline for the upcoming elections. When I was the Attorney General, I appealed that court's ruling to the United States Supreme Court, and I got a 9-0 decision in my favor, including judges appointed by Barack Obama himself, that overturned the decision of these 3 judges in San Antonio. These 3 judges, in their decision yesterday, continue to implement some of their erroneous analysis that we believe makes this current opinion equally flawed. And so I've been in contact with the current Texas Attorney General, and the plan is to appeal this most recent decision because it too should be stricken down by the United States Supreme Court as unconstitutional. And
so then you will not be planning to call the legislature back to do that until you get a ruling from the Supreme Court?
It makes no sense to draw hypothetical lines based upon a flawed legal ruling. What makes better sense is to appeal immediately to the United States Supreme Court and get a ruling out of that court. And that's the best way for us to hold our elections on time.